Happy Tuesday. We got a full 15 game slate. Let's talk some more baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're here to talk a little scene. We got 15 games on the docket. Yesterday, it was a 1-1 day so far because right now the Mariners and the A's are in the 10th inning and they are stressing me out to no end right now. So we do not know what's going on as we record this. We couldn't wait any longer. We got to get started. So we'll go over that recap in just a little bit. Quick heads up, I mentioned the NBA video, but Ryan is out the rest of this week, which means I'm in charge of recording, editing, doing everything. So I'm going to try my best to get 2 videos out every night. It's not easy. Maybe I combine them on one video, but just bear with me. Just want to let you know. But quick reminder, also, NBA Best Bets video, that is out right now for the Tuesday slate, so be sure to check it out. But any graphics you see in this video are from an app called OUTLIER, the best betting research tool on the market today. Again, you guys know I use this every single day. Click that link below if you want to sign up. You get a 7-day free trial. So let's get into it, and that means we got an MLB fun fact. So here we go. It's good trivia, right, if you're hanging with the boys. But did you know that the tradition of putting numbers on the back of a jersey started in 1907 by a team called the Reading Red Roses? You can't make that up. It was used to help fans identify who the players were on the field. You're welcome for that useless information. In this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and then we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups, the good pitcher strikeout matchups, and then, of course, go over the full 15-game pitcher report, give you my 3 best bets for the Tuesday slate, and then finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. Helps this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Help us on our way to 40,000 subscribers. So let's get it rolling, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. A 1-1 day so far. Dodgers team total over 2.5 in the first 5. Freddie Freeman bombed a deep center, gets us the cash early in that one. And then the Reds team total over 3.5. They were no hit through 7 innings by AJ Smith-Shawver. I have no words to explain how pathetic the Cincinnati Reds were today. The streaky offense, and I picked him on a horrendous day. And then, like I said, Mariners money line's in the 10th inning right now. The A's just tied it up in the bottom of the 10th off Munoz, and I'm not very happy right before I recorded, but we'll find out what happens there, but nothing yet. So just 1-1. There's the overall record down around 4 units. We're going to be going on a hot streak soon. I just know what's happening. But again, like I've said before, first month and a half to 2 months of MLB season. Once this warmer weather gets, we get a little more data. Not excuses or anything. But hopefully we can get some winners for you guys here soon and the rest of the week and get some sweeps in the board. So anyways, that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk the hitter matchups. All right, here it is. We got quite a bit of hitter matchups for you today. A lot of Dodgers players. We're going to talk about that later, but it's against Cal Quantrill, including Freddie Freeman, the number 1 of the hitter matchups today. 9 for 17 with 3 extra base hits. And then you got Marcus Semien up there, 6 for 20 with 3 extra base hits off Lucas Giolito, so on and so on. You just got some good matchups. Vlad Guerrero, how about 6 for 11 with 2 extra base hits off of Tyler Anderson, not Tim Anderson. He's not a pitcher. And then you go over there to the right side, Brian Reynolds, 4 for 9. Connor Wong up there, 4 for 9 as well. And then Andy Pages, Pages is 4 for 7 with 1 extra base hit and 1 home run versus Quantrill as well. So that's what we got for all the hitter matchups. Hopefully this helps you get some winners. Now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups. Jeff McNeil leading off 3 for 18 with 5 Ks off gallon of milk. And then Ke'Bryan Hayes, 2 for 12, Adolis Garcia. And then we go down to Devers, 2 for 11. You know, these aren't terrible hitting matchups, honestly, 2 for 11, but I did include it here. Michael Taylor, 1 for 11. Then Alejandro Kirk is 0 for 10 off the lefty, Tyler Anderson. So that's what we got for the hitter matchups. Now let's take a look at the strikeouts. All right, we got 3 good pitcher strikeout matchups. And if you haven't seen this before, what I do is I take high strikeout pitchers facing high strikeout teams. Doesn't mean it's an automatic bet. Obviously, it matters where the lines are and all that. But the first one, Nathan Eovaldi at the Red Sox. Boston's 7th highest K percentage versus righties last 3 weeks. Eovaldi, 46 Ks in 42.2 innings. He did face Boston already on opening day. He got 9 Ks against them. Now has 7+ Ks in 5 of his 7 starts. You see a much lower K rate on the road, though. So take that into effect. Or into account, but again, it's a smaller sample size so far. 22.9%, 35.8 at home, slightly higher K rate versus lefties as well. And then Zach Wheeler at the Rays. Tampa Bay has climbed up the charts and not in a good way. Second highest K rate versus righties last 3 weeks at 25.4%. Zach Wheeler, 57 Ks in 44 innings. He's been solid. How about 7+ Ks in 6 of 7 starts this year? a much a much lower K rate on the road, 27.8% compared to home, 39% though. So another one of those, but he has a much higher K rate versus righties, 37.5% compared to 29.4 versus lefties. Both good, obviously. But those are the first two matchups. Now let's take a look at the final matchup. You got Pablo Escobar facing the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles, how about the fourth highest K rate versus righties? We always talk about them struggling versus lefties. They've been striking out a lot in general, 24.2%. Lopez, 26 Ks in 28 innings this season. He has exactly 6 Ks in 3 straight starts. So he's been pretty consistent. Only made one home start this year. So it's really hard to tell. But he had around a 25% K rate at home last year. Much higher K rate versus righties, 29.6. Lefties, he's just not striking many out, 17.2%. And then in his only start versus Baltimore last year, he had 8 strikeouts. So that's what we got for the pitcher strikeout matchups. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are the first 8 matchups of the day. We got Tony Gonsolin going up against Cal Quantrill. We're going to talk about Cal Quantrill a little bit later, but Gonsolin only has one start where he K'd 9 and gave up 6 hits and 3 earned runs versus the Marlins, so not much of a sample size yet for him. Ben Lively, this is insane, but here's his last 6 starts for earned runs allowed. 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. You can't make that up. Same pattern for 6 straight. He's due for 4. That's how that works, right? And then Lord, pitching okay, I'll just say. But a youngster there in Washington. Then Eovaldi giving up 2 or less earned runs in 6 of his 7 starts this year. Facing Giolito, who had 1 start only. Rocky first start, giving up 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 earned runs. And then Zach Wheeler versus Rasmussen. Zach Wheeler's given up 2+ earned runs in 5 straight, exactly 2 earned runs in 3 straight. I mean, he's been solid still, but obviously he has the potential to just absolutely dominate a lineup. And then Rasmussen, he's had a kind of a sneaky good year, but it's been a little rocky in his last 2 starts. Gave up 11 hits and 7 earned runs in 10 innings versus the Royals and the Diamondbacks. Michael King versus Clark Schmidt. We'll talk about that later. Andrew Abbott, Chris Sale, 2 lefties. Sale's settled down a little bit in the last 3 starts. Total of 5 earned runs allowed in 16.1 innings. And then you got Verlander versus Ray of the Cubs, and then Cade Povich versus Pablo Escobar. Escobar giving up 2 or less earned runs in all 5 starts. Easy schedule though: Cleveland, LA, Angels, Royals, White Sox, and Cardinals. So not a ton of awesome lineups there, but again, still a good start. And then there's all the averages on the bottom, of course. But let's move on to page number 2 now. Sean Burke versus Seth Lugo. We're going to talk about Lugo a little bit later. And then Wesneski versus Patrick for the Brewers. Patrick's been pretty solid. 3 earned runs last start. It was the most he's given up in a start so far this year. And then Paul Skeens, his K rate is down to 24.8%. Kind of surprising for a guy like him. Facing the lefty Matthew Liberatore, who has elite command. As you can see, 2.3% walk rate. He's actually given up 2 or less earned runs in 4 straight starts now. And then Jackson Jobe, the youngster against another youngster, Dollander of the Rockies in Coors Field. No pitcher yet for the Blue Jays, but Tyler Anderson there. David Peterson going up against Zach Gallen and Melk, who just really hasn't been as good. He's better at home usually, but he just hasn't shown his ability to have good command yet. I mean, 10.8% walk rate, you can see that. So Emerson Hancock, we talked about him not missing bats, but he just gives up a lot of hits. 26 hits in 17.2 innings, 2+ earned runs given up in all 4 starts. And then Jeffrey Springs, the guy who I thought was going to be really good this year, finally had a good start last time out. 0 earned runs in 6 innings. But before that, 3+ earned runs in 5 straight starts. So anyways, hopefully this helps you out. This is the pitcher report, and now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Yankee Stadium, where the Yankees host the San Diego Fathers. Yankees on the money line, -110. Fathers on the money line, -107, with a total of 8.5 runs. I got a little smile on my face because I just watched Munoz strike out the side with the bases loaded, nobody on the bottom of the 10th. Anyways, I'm still trying to follow that. But best bet here, Padres money line. Pretty simple. -107 on FanDuel for a half unit here. When I say simple, I don't mean a lock. I just mean simple read here for me. It's really a line I don't understand. First, let's talk to starting pitcher matchup. We got Michael King versus Clark Schmidt. Michael King facing his old team, by the way, trying to get his revenge here. He will be motivated. He's been awesome this season. He's given up 2 or less earned runs in 5 of 7 starts. Other 2 starts were 3 earned runs, so never given up more than 3. An elite 29.5% K rate, as you guys saw. You guys saw him last year. He's got some nasty stuff. Only allowed 27 hits so far in 38.2 innings. He's actually only allowed more than 4 hits once all season long. So Clark Schmidt, he's a guy who started late this year. Only made 3 starts so far, giving up 3, 5, and 1 earned runs. But they're against 3 really struggling offenses, the Royals, the Guardians, and the Blue Jays. So 3 bad offenses. This will be by far his toughest matchup. He struggled with his command, 9 walks in 14.2 innings. It has a miserable 34% ground ball rate. He is letting guys lift the ball, and that might not be good against the top of this order, but especially in Yankee Stadium. So big starting pitcher advantage for the Padres here. Offenses, Padres are welcoming back their young stud. That's right, Jackson Merrill will be in the lineup, according to all the reports, after a hamstring injury sidelined him for a while. So the top of this order, it's almost as good as anyone. Tatis, Reyes, Jackson Merrill, Manny Machado, they've had injuries to Reyes, to Jackson Merrill. They're finally together. These four, I think, can cause some problems. Sometimes the bottom of this order doesn't really perform, but I do think the top of this order is as good as it gets. So Yankees have better numbers the last 3 weeks overall, but again, the Padres have not been healthy, and now they are. So bullpen-wise, and by the way, Yankees have been very streaky as well. If you look at their final numbers, but you can actually look at their game log, it hasn't been great. 2 runs, 3, 4, and then they'll all of a sudden pop off for like 100 runs in a game. So that's kind of what inflates it. But bullpen, Padres number 1 bullpen in the league. They've used some players, but they still have Jason Adam. I'm expecting Morahan and Suarez to be available. Suarez is maybe. Suarez threw 13 pitches on Monday. He didn't throw the day before, so I do think he's available. They got so many good arms in this pen. It's crazy. So overall, Padres much better starting pitcher, better bullpen. I think slightly better offense too with now that they're healthy. So give me the Padres on the money line at a nice cheap price as my first best bet. All right, this second one takes us out to Miami, Florida, where the Marlins host the LA Dodgers. Dodgers on the money line -278, Marlins +225 with a total of 9.5 runs. You probably already know where I'm going because it's kind of what I did yesterday, but full game. Give me the Dodgers team total over 5.5 runs is my best bet. -122 for half unit. I'm playing a little safer today. I'm going to go half unit, but I think LA is going to tear the absolute cover off the ball in this game. They're facing Cal Quantrill. My goodness, he is hot garbage. He has an 8.1 ERA, giving up 4+ earned runs in 3 straight starts. He's consistent, I'll tell you that. That includes his last start versus these Dodgers, where he gave up 4 earned runs in just 3.2 innings. In his 2 home starts this year, how about 7 hits and 3 earned runs to the Nationals, 8 hits and 6 earned runs to the New York Mets. So his stats are hilariously bad. 5th percentile of expected ERA, 6th percentile of average exit velocity, 18th percentile in whiff rate, 6th percentile in K rate, 15th in hard hit. He is flat out no bueno. Dodgers offense, I won't repeat everything from yesterday. We know how good they are. They're absolutely elite right now. They're hitting the ball really well. They actually are averaging 7.3 runs per game in the last 10. That's insane. I actually need less than their average in the last 10 to cash this. If you look at Mookie, Shohei, Will Smith, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, Andy Pajes, Kike Hernandez, all combined 33 for 90 off Quantrill. You saw Freddie Freeman. He's just hitting over 500 off him. Marlins bullpen, not good at all. I expect the Dodgers to have at least 4 runs off Quantrill himself. Just needing 1 or 2 more here to get over this 5.5 line. So give me the Dodgers team total over 5.5 as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to Kansas City, where the Royals host the Chicago White Sox. Royals moneyline -230, White Sox moneyline +190 with a total of 8.5 runs. I got a player prop. It's an under. Give me Seth Lugo under 5.5 hits allowed, -120 on DraftKings. Half unit play for me here. I think it's 1 too high, to be honest with you. So Seth Lugo this year, as you can see by this outlier screenshot, he's been under this line in 6 of 7 games. Great hit rate, giving up an average of 4.86 hits per start. Lugo, to be honest, overall, he's an average pitcher to me. He's stayed under this line in all 4 home starts, only giving up a 207 average at home also, which has been good. Higher K rate at home as well. So always nice to have him here at home. But the White Sox offense, as long as you have at least an average starting pitcher, I don't think you should have a 5.5 hits line. Last 3 weeks versus righties, they have the 4th lowest batting average at 229. And here's why I don't think you should have it. Out of the 25 right-handed starting pitchers to face the White Sox, 20 of them have gone under this 5.5 hits line. I got to take it. Give me Seth Lugo under 5.5 hits allowed. That is my third and final best bet on the video. I will be having some added plays. There's some things I'm looking at, just getting late right now, but I'll be adding some in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord, probably in the morning is what I would guess. So anyways, before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. My 3 best bets so far. The Padres on the money line -107 for a half unit. Dodgers team total over 5.5 for a half unit. And Seth Lugo under 5.5 hits allowed at -120 for a half unit. Let's have a great Tuesday. Again, added plays will be coming. But thank you guys for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. Hope you have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.